When the space shuttle challenge happened, I was actually in Africa, but I wasn't even born actually. But I was in Africa. I heard about it about when I was about 15 years old before I came to America. I was very devastated, of course, because there were many lives lost. And in January 28, 1986, when it was launched, NASA had several years to prepare for the space shuttle to launch properly, so it wouldn't break down or it wouldn't be shut down when it was in the air. Also, the biggest problem they had, had a NASA had a big problem where the government was pushing for them to launch the space shuttle sooner. So this gave them this intimidated the NASA because instead of working for to make sure the space shuttle is working and is in good condition, they were just working on the time. No matter what time, when the time was came, they were gonna launch the space shuttle no matter what. Um, and the other problem is the NASA was making a path for the next mission that was already scheduled. Actually, when I was reading this article, there were a lot of factors pushing the launch instead of pushing for caution and evaluation. People are just wanting to see, what America can do instead of going for caution. What instead of making sure people are gonna it might not work, um, things like that. Um, that was the major problem that I found. But overall, I think as the company of the NASA company, they were accepted to be able to stand to toe with people who are running that budget and timeline and the whole system. These people were coordinating the launch with different speeches. So they had different speeches from everywhere. So they were making sure um, everything was ready for people were pushing the button from everywhere, and NASA had a lot of pressure. Overall, I think it would have been better if NASA would have listened to their engineer. Of course, they were the ones working for on the space shuttle. They knew what was wrong with it. They know what kind of weather that was intact with it. Instead, NASA didn't listen to them. Um, Overall, I think Roger Bushley did all he can. He presented a plan to them and told them what was wrong. NASA didn't listen. And if we think about it in the ethical stand, any man could do that. If something is wrong with something that would take life, you have to present what you can do. He did all that. Instead, the company overruled him because he was just two people. He was one and of his friend. Instead of he wasn't the entire company, of course. The entire company just decided to overrule him. He didn't have an opinion. Um, Overall, I think the management shouldn't go over the public welfare because I believe one man should suffer instead of the whole entire nation. There, as a utilitarianism, we believe that, and as an egoism, you believe the other one. Whoever feels the pain must suffer. But in management, you have to look for and protect the public welfare because they're the one that we're gonna they're the one that gonna further this future. They're gonna give us more future, more technology in the future to come. That's all I had, and that's all my thoughts about the NASA Challenger. I hope this is good. Thank you.